Hey guys, it's Brianna, and today we are talking about all of my embroidery essentials and favorites. You'll find them all linked down below. So these are my favorite embroidery hoops. I've already gone through the original hoop, and it comes with the multi-position hoop as well as a sleeve hoop. You get your guide, 4x4 hoop, your sleeve hoop, and the multi-position hoop. These are from Amazon as well. They're the organ needles. This pack is the one that came with my actual machine. Inside of this pack is the sharps. So this one I have 3 more packs. I don't believe I've opened these. These are the Gold Eye embroidery needles by Clover, and I just have embroidery floss attached to it right now because that's the needle I was currently using. These ones are great. It comes with multiple sizes, and I love having this close to my machine embroidery stuff in case I need to add a couple stitches because for whatever reason the machine embroidery missed a little teeny tiny part, but it's not enough to ruin the entire thing. Then I will whip out one of these and add a couple of hand stitches. This is from my fashion school sewing class, and it is a slap bracelet pincushion. And our teacher actually made it to where you had to earn these. You didn't just get one. So these are great. You can wear it on your hand and then just... If you're not into pens, basting adhesive is your best friend, and honestly something I grab more often than the pens now. This makes it easy. You just spray it on to the material and it's like a temporary glue. The spray is also really good if you have a applique and you're having trouble with it staying in a certain spot and you don't want to put your fingers on it because the field is too small. This works to tack it down. For thread, this is the first pack of thread that I got, and I just put my little business sticker on it. This is the bundle of 63 colors by New Thread, and this is just like a starter bundle. It's got 2 layers, and as you can see, I've added some silky thread in there with the ones that I've already used up, just to minimize the amount of stuff that I have. As you can see, there is an issue with these types of spools, and the reason I wouldn't recommend them is because of that. So as you can see, this has started to unwind because you have to store some of them upside down. So I started actually in one of my videos cutting this plastic part and then jabbing the thread in between it to keep it from unraveling. I would spend the little bit more to get these ones. Same brand, still New Thread. The thread is exactly the same. The spools are a little bit bigger. Comes with this nice case with the snap-off lid. And the only reason you are seeing jumbled threads is because I have stored some of my bobbins in here. These are the pre-wound bobbins by New Thread. They come in packs of just black, or you can get packs of just white, or you can get combo packs. I get combo packs because my sewing machine also uses the same plastic bobbin size, so I can use them for both, and once the bobbins are empty, you can use them to wind other colors for your sewing machine. This is what they look like brand new. They come with this plastic, and here is the game changer part of these threads. They have this pull apart bottom, so you just take your thread, jab it in between, pop it up, and your thread is not going to unravel if you put it upside down or anything like that. Plus they have these little circles in the bottom to keep your thread nice and secure. For appliques, I believe heat and bond is something that everybody needs to have in their kit. This is the instructions for the heat and bond. I just leave it on there so it's easy to know what kind I have. It's the light sewable one. And basically what this is you iron it on to your material and it's going to keep it from fraying and going to help it adhere to your project better. So when you're doing an applique, it basically acts like an adhesive onto the base fabric that you are embroidering on after it is heated. For stabilizers, I am also using New Thread's brand for my water soluble as well as my cutaway stabilizer. These ones are pre-cut into an 8x8 and you get 100 of them. This is the second pack that I've ordered and I really love the fact that these are pre-cut. Yes, you can get a bigger roll, but these I find it's easier to stick in my craft cabinet and it's easier just to grab one out and reach for it. I like to use cutaway because I feel like it's thicker to use. Even if I'm using the multi-position tube, this one is big enough for me. But if you have a bigger machine, they have various sizes. This one is the water soluble stabilizer film. So this one you get 10 inches by 10 yards in this roll. I have yet to have to replace this. I just cut off a little piece of this and place it on top of the stitches, textured side down onto the material before doing a name embroidery or before doing various details. Say I'm using Minky fabric, I'm going to put down this water soluble stabilizer on top of every single thing that I embroider, because with a high plied fabric like that or thicker fabrics like that, it makes the stitches basically pop. It makes it so that the stitches aren't getting lost in the material when it's super textured. These are the curved scissors. They have a little grip on them so that you do not reach in and get cut. So you just pull that off. And these are great to get into all the grooves for jump stitches, as well as to get in with the appliques to cut around those intricate spots. Next are my fabric scissors. These ones are the, I don't know how you say that, Ginger. These are my favorite types of scissors. These are a very heavy duty pair of dressing shears, and I love that it came with this cover because safety first when it comes to scissors. I never want to have to reach my hand in and get cut. So these are amazing to have and relatively inexpensive too. Next are my pinking shears or zigzag scissors. These are Singer, and these have the jagged lines so that when you are cutting your material, it's not going to fray. These are perfect for when you are doing appliques as well as blankets, so that you're not unraveling at the ends and causing issues when you are stitching on top of it. I also have a pair of these. These are heavy duty scissors that I have used for leather and for super hard materials like I use for my bows. I love these scissors. I'm not sure where they are at this given moment, but those will cut basically like anything. I love them so much. Another thing I swear by is Tender Touch. This is the Silky brand. It's a thin, light fabric, and it's got a textured underside as well. You put this on the backing of your embroidery, so the inside of a sweatshirt, any types of fabrics that you're going to use. You wouldn't use this necessarily for a blanket because this is just to make it feel soft for your skin. It's going to basically lock in those stitches. A lot of people use this for children's embroidery, but I use it for any type of clothing embroidery that I'm going to do that touches the skin. As a sensitive skin girly, I feel like it is 100% necessary to have that, and it really makes it feel more professional. This little pouch came with my embroidery machine, but I also added some other things. I added a pair of tweezers to help with removing stitches and pulling up threads that are from the jump stitches. I also have a tiny screwdriver in case I need to open up anything on the machine. This comes with the machine already. And then this comes with it already, but this is so small. I hate this seam ripper. It is so dainty and just, it's uncomfortable to use. So instead of just using that seam ripper, I actually got this purple one. I like it a lot because I can put it in my sewing bag and it's not going to cut me when I reach my hand in. It's got the ergonomic grip. It's not like squishy, but it's got that comfort grip to it. I don't know how to explain that. Here is my machine. This is the PE 550D machine. The last video that I did was cleaning this machine as well as my sewing machine, and for whatever reason, I don't know if I jostled something. I felt like I was being really careful, but something did not agree with the machine, so I ended up having to take it in, and it was a whole ordeal. I will make another video just on that experience because wow, was it a whirlwind and an eye-opener. In the pouch that came with my machine, I keep my memory stick or USB drive, whatever you want to call it. I just store it in there, and that is how I transfer my files from my computer to my machine. What I do is I put this in here. I stick the cord in here as well. Take the dust cover. This also came with this machine. And then I will put it into my cabinet. If you want a full rundown on this cabinet, you can find it on my channel. So this is how the drawer normally looks. It's not pretty, but it's got all of my stuff that I've talked about, all my essentials right where I need it. This lifts up. I can pop my machine up to be level with the table. There is an extra insert that you can get for this table. It's normally for sewing, and it's an acrylic insert to make it level across the entire thing with your machine. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like this video. Leave me a comment down below what you want to see in the next video, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.